Hello, I'm Bookface, and I was confused for a second why I cut the alien in half. This is a speed drawing. It was supposed to be up yesterday, but I procrastinated a little bit, and then certain events transpired to where I couldn't record. So, sorry about that. I, I don't think anyone really cares, but I'm sorry for myself, I guess. It's fine, it's fine. So, you might notice something a little different in this speed drawing compared to others. Is I actually have three references up there, and that's because this is not like a. The other ones have been sort of parody-ish ones, just because there's this YouTube channel, Pop Cross Studios, and I really like the style of like doing parody monster kind of creatures. It's a good channel. You should check it out. But I also wanted to make some of my own stuff because that's what I usually did before then. And he's got a lean to his back. He's got quite a spine. So this idea is one I had a little while back, and maybe it's original, maybe it's not. I don't know. It's my Nobody's drawn it quite like this, I'm sure. It's basically just like the Kraken from Clash on Titans, but as a jellyfish. No, not sure why I came up with that. I think it's just I wanted to make something with a jellyfish, and the Kraken from Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan. Yeah, something's not right. Kraken from Clash of the Titans. Had a big difference there. I think it's just a really cool design, and interestingly enough, it might actually be more accurate than I typically thought because I found out this recently that in actual like original myths of the Kraken, it wasn't just like a squid; it also had crab-like features. So it the it actually is kind of more accurate than I expected. I mean, granted, the story of the Kraken is still more of a Norse Scandinavian thing, so there's really no reason for it to be in a movie centering around Greek mythology. But like, points to them, I guess. Maybe for getting lucky, I don't know. But yeah, so first I just drew this form that kind of looks like that meme image of Squidward dancing. You know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, look it up. Just Squidward dance meme. Uh, but then I went and I surrounded all the edges. Surrounded. I turned all the edges white to make it look kind of like a, I don't know, like a jellyfish. I think it's something like somewhat more translucent because instead of being a solid object where the edges are darker because that's where the light stops, it would instead be lighter because that's where there's less material blocking the light, so therefore more light getting through. I don't know, man. It is jellyfish. I kind of based that bit off of amphibian. Oh yeah, my sources. So of course, Clash of the Titans. I keep messing it up with Attack on Titan. Clash of the Titans, Kraken. I chose amphibian from Ben 10, Great Alien. Want to see more? Want to see more amphibian stuff? I feel like he went kind of underappreciated. Though I feel like it's also partially because the design's so good, it's hard to fix perfection. And then also I chose Xenomorph, and this is where I say I feel like this is one of my more original designs because yeah, I used the Xenomorph as a bit of a reference. I just used it for the head shape. That's why it disappeared so quick, because I really didn't use much from the Xenomorph. I just thought like the big, like backwards head thing looked nice. And here I am adding little patterns, also kind of like amphibian, but changing it up just a little, enough to where I feel like it's unique to my design. I think the hardest part of this was working with the transparent part of it because, like, on the one hand, that kind of makes it a little easier because I don't have to worry about stuff as shading as much because light affects things differently when it's translucent. But on the other hand, that means that I had to make it inside and out look good, not just from one level. So it's almost like a 3D thing. Like this is the under layer, the solid part that is, the actual physical structure of the body, where everything else is just fairly liquidy, I guess. But yeah, I gave it this little tentacle mouth, and I think it's cool mouth. But it was kind of hard to figure out because I was like, wait, where did this attach? because the rest of it's just gelatinous form. So basically, I just made this little. I don't know what this is. This is an upper lip? Is it a beak? I don't know. Here's me trying to like adjust the colors on the tips to more purpley. Gave it sort of a mystical kind of vibe. Honestly, I wanted more of a thalassophobia, deep ocean horror kind of vibe, but I mean, jellyfish look cool, so it's kind of hard to make them too scary. And also, they float around literally without even having brains, so it's a little hard to be intimidating with something that is literally brainless. But you know, um, so then all that's left is deep ocean. Drawing that part. An interesting thing I had to consider when making the background for this is that you're gonna see the background through the creature. So that would be something I'd have to keep in mind, like make sure that the background. Oh yeah, here's a little extra lighting to make it more shiny. But like I have to try to make the background in a way that it not only looks good in general, but also doesn't like disrupt the drawing or makes it a little better. This is where I start using the squiggles. Also, a thing to point out. Actually, I'll wait on that to be continued. So this is where I figured out just squiggles makes pretty good pattern. Sometimes you really don't need to get that in depth. Sometimes you just gotta add in chaos. Look at that chaos wave. I don't know if the screen just blinked out for you like it did for me, but you know, quality. We have quality content here. So then this part is where I'm doing anything different. It's basically instead of like just adding lighting and shading to the water, I just made an extra layer of basically of shadow that I would layer on top of all of it so it would look gradually deeper on both the ground and the water. And then of course a little bit of light and adjusting the contrast, make it look even deeper. And here we've got our final product. I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I think the lighting is very interesting, and I think I managed to effectively give it that weird, transparent, translucent kind of vibe. Not quite as spooky as I wanted, but also big and majestic is pretty cool too. So the thing I was going to mention earlier that I'm going to mention now is this actually wasn't the video that was going to be up, which is part of the reason I waited a little too long. I had another drawing, which was another one of the Subnautica fish, it's Leviathan, but I chose not to upload it because I really didn't like it that much. And I want to redraw that at some point. When I do the redrawing of it, I'll still have the original version as like a part in the beginning, and then I'll work so I can show you how I worked off of that to make something better. But yeah, I wasn't really happy with the drawing, and I didn't want to do a video where I was just saying, man, this one sucks. I wish I hadn't done this one, man. So I'm going to be fixing that at some point. But this one, I also wanted to do this one just because, I want to put in a little of my own original work, not just, parodies of other works. Which nothing wrong with that. It's just not really my style. I like to make a bunch of random creatures. So yeah, that's about all I got with that. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe. I'm gonna be doing a lot more drawings, especially this month. So keep your eye out for those. And I'll see you next time. Bye.